God blessings everybody, this is the Gaming Christian with just another video, and today I'm going to show you my Xbox collection, like the title is already saying. Let's just get started. If you have seen my other videos, blah blah blah, that's what I do. So I'm just going to get started with my Xbox original collection. I've already showed you my Xbox 360 collection, it's already uploaded. The first game I want to show you guys in the Xbox original collection is a very dusty game. It is Burnout 3. I haven't played this game all that much, but what I do know that this game is a great game. It's a racing game, but there are also modes where you can just crash a lot. You can crash in this game, you can race in the game. The game looks really great, like almost a lot of Xbox games. And it has just great gameplay. Great presentation as well. The next up is Capcom Classics collection with 22 timeless classics. That's right, this game has a lot of great games on it. This game was cheap, of course, and there are 22 games for it for the price of a few of them. It's unbelievable. I have showed you my Mega Drive collection, my 40-in-1. That game cost like 20 euros, 40 games for 20 euros. And there's a lot of great games on them, like 1942, 1943, Bionic Commando, Final Fight, let me see, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. Yeah, I'm not doing it in the right order. The game Mercs, that's like a sequel to Commando. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of games on this in this package, and I'm going to show you that one day on this channel if my recording works. I'm still busy with it, so don't worry about it. But it's just a great package to have. Capcom's Classics collection. Next up is The Chronicles of Riddick. It's one of the best movie games ever created. This is one of the most good-looking Xbox game ever, but it also has great gameplay. I mean, it's challenging. There's some variety. You can upgrade yourself. You can, fight. You have different kind of weapons. This is a great game overall, but the game looks fantastic. The graphics are phenomenal, but this is just a great game overall, and maybe one of the better Xbox game I have in the collection. Next up is a very controversial game. You might wonder, why does he have a game like that as a Christian? Well, I have it for its quality. It's Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. It's not because of the beautiful women. But yeah, this is in quality also a great game. This is maybe one of the better volleyball games ever. But it also had a lot of fun mini games. The game looks great, and yeah, Extreme Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. Next up is another great port. This is the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. This game is fantastic. Oblivion is fantastic. Skyrim is fantastic. But this game is also pretty much fantastic. It's just a big RPG, huge worlds. It looks great. It plays great. You don't have. I'm not so sure. In the PC version, you get directions instead of a pointer on the map or a mark on the map. I'm not so sure about the Xbox version. You get a mark on the map, but instead of voice acting, there's a lot of reading, so it might not be your thing. I really have to get used to it. I mean, back in the day, I had all these kind of games where you need to read, like RPGs and stuff like that. Like one of my personal favorites, the first Fallout. You also have a lot of text you need to read, and this is the same kind of thing. So if you're playing it, you need to get used to the whole thing. You're going to read everything. Next up is Fable, a classic that was never meant to be. Well, it was to be, it was going to be a classic. I mean, everybody knows the story about Peter Molyneux. Oh, this game is great. This game is going to change history, and this game is going to. The game was good. The game was great. I even finished the game in like a few days because this was also a game played in the vacation, and I finished it in like a week or so because I played other games. And it was a great game. It was also a pretty good, fun RPG. This is an action RPG. There's a whole lot of elements to it. There's a pretty good storyline, but yeah, it's not as good as Peter Molyneux promised. And if the game was just as good as he promised, this would have been one of the best games ever. But it's still a solid, very good Xbox classic. Next up is. This might be the best Xbox game I have in my collection. It's absolutely Halo. Yes. Why is this game so classic again? Well, sure, it had solid gameplay and it was just a very good first-person shooter, but I think this was one of the first PC shooters on console. I'm not 100% sure, you should check that up, but what I heard is that this is the first PC console. Not only was it on the PC, it was also on the Xbox, and that's what makes the game a revolution in video gaming, because, seriously, and of course the whole space shooter thing with aliens, so I guess that's also pretty cool, but I don't know, I still have to get part 2, because part 2 is just as awesome, even more awesome than part 1. Next up is Jade Empire, a game by one of my favorites, BioWare Incorporation. You can play all sorts of characters in this great action RPG. It's like, yeah, it's your typical BioWare RPG where you can, of course, level up. You can learn different skills. You can have conversations and choose your own answer. You can have a relationship with the whole crew, be friends or get your girlfriend or boyfriend. And it matters what you want, of course. I really finished this game in like one turn, not in one day. Of course, it took me like a week or so, but I really had so much fun with this game because this is my type of RPG, with lots of not really lots of side quests, but side quests with a big story in it. Because Mass Effect 3 had like a whole bunch of side quests with a big story behind it. Scratch that. I think it was Dragon Age 2. Yeah, that one had a few side quests with a big story behind it. But this game had also a lot of stories behind it. But Mass Effect 3 also had side quests where you just have to buy stuff and take it to a person. So more like fetch quests. But you also had a lot of side quests with a big story to it. And this game is just like that. Next up is another classic for the Xbox. I'm saying it again. This is Ninja Gaiden. Yes, this is also a fantastic game for the Xbox. I think I only made it to mission 3 or 4 or something. This game is not for me. Sure, it is hard. I don't mind hard games. Sometimes games feel a little bit unfair. But this is a hard game. But sometimes it's so hard. You're playing like 30 minutes and you're still haven't saved because you haven't found a save point yet. And you have to start all over again. No. There's where I just stop playing video games, where I have to constantly start over. Just like with, if you check my GameCube collection video, I told you guys that I was done with Star Wars Rogue Leader Rogue Squadron 2. I played like 10 minutes and I have to start constantly, like 8 times. After 4 times, I was kind of done with this game. But I did a few levels, did a few missions. It's technically a very good game. Next up is one of my youngest Xbox games. This is Outrun 2. Another great game, maybe not the best Xbox game, but still a very solid, excellent racing game. It's not realistic, but it's so much fun to play, and it even made it to the top 100 best games ever in the Edge book. That's probably for a good reason. It's probably because of the soundtrack and maybe because of the overall graphics and gameplay. I guess I still have to play it because I don't own the original. Outrun for the Mega Drive / Genesis, but this game is just a 3D version of the game. This is more like a remake, but not really a remake. This is a whole new game, but it has the same premise as the first one, and different kind of gameplay. But it's the same kind of idea, premise, but I think the controls are more to 3D. So, but still an excellent game. Next up is another excellent game. This is Project Gotham Racing 2. Yes, it looks great, it plays great. I'm not a huge fan of this kind of type of games, but I know that this is a very good game. And this is more for my younger brother. He's a fan of these type of racing games. You can buy cars that exist in real life. I'm not so sure if you can actually tune your car in this game, but what I do know, there's a whole bunch of cars, a whole bunch of races. This game have to be for the fans, of course, of racing games. Next up is a game that froze on me, made by Rockstar. This is before Red Dead Redemption. It's Red Dead Revolver. Yes, this is a pretty good action adventure. This is not as free roaming as Red Dead Redemption, but it is not as awesome. This is a pretty good game. This is like a light version. Well, not even a light version of Red Dead Redemption. I believe that Red Dead Redemption is a lot better than this game, but this game is also a pretty solid Xbox game. But the better game froze of me at the same place constantly, so I think the CD itself is not that good anymore. Next up is Shenmue 2. Yes, I talked about the first one. I have the first one for the Dreamcast. I told you guys about it, how much I love it, and how much I think that's one of the best games ever. Shenmue 2 is a good sequel. It does everything a little bit better, but it will never be like Part 1. A lot of people liked Shenmue 2 a little bit better because there were a lot more stuff to do. It was a lot more diverse, a bigger storyline and stuff like that. There's even some Shenmue the movie you get with this game, but still, I would say Part 1 is still a little bit more revolutionary. I mean, this game is a little bit better, but it's not like Part 1. I mean, Part 1 had like that impact, and this game is even a little bit better, but it's not as big as of an impact. But still, this game is... If it's a little bit better than the first one, this is an excellent game. Absolutely. Next up, we're almost through it. This is Splinter Cell, another great game I don't personally like, but I would say that it's technically good. This game is a typical sneak game, but it's not like Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid had like a big storyline. This one has also a storyline, but this one is 100% sneaking. And the sneaking is pretty well done, but the graphics looks great. It plays great. It has awesome gameplay, great difficulty. I would say, technically speaking, and if you like sneak games, then this game is absolutely for you. Absolutely, the game is fantastic. Another game I still haven't played yet. It seems like a very fun action RPG is Sudeki. Yes. This, it was very high anticipated before it came out. Everybody was like, oh, Sudeki is going to be awesome. And when it came out, it was like, it was a little bit disappointing, but still a great action RPG. And it's kind of my typical RPG, I mean, it's action RPG, it's cartoony. And I'm not so sure if you can have a relationship with your crew. I don't know that for sure, but what I do know, it's your typical action RPG. I mean, you do side quests, there's like a mini-map where you can go places, and I'm not so sure how free-roaming this game is. But what I do know, that the game is for my taste. Action RPG, it's, with swords and magic, just an awesome game. We're almost through it, people. This is another great tennis game I got. This is Top Spin for, of course, the original Xbox. Not only does the game look good, it plays great. I don't really remember what the difference was between Top Spin and Virtua Tennis. I think Top Spin was more realistic, and Virtua Tennis was more arcadey. So I think that is the reason. That's why Top Spin is just as good, man. I mean, Virtua Tennis is seriously one of the best tennis games ever created. But this game is just actually as good, but more in a realistic way. And the game looks just as good. I think you can create your own character, although I'm not 100% sure. But yeah. Okay, that is my official collection. Now, the next game is probably a game I haven't put in my collection yet because I don't know what to do. This is a Dutch name. I don't know what the American name is, but The Sims Erop Uit. That's the Dutch name. The Sims Erop Uit. This is Dutch. Erop Uit. I mean, The Sims is of course English, but Erop Uit is Dutch. I don't know what the English name for this game is. I got this game from a friend, so I don't know what to do with it, but I should try it out one day. Who could say? Maybe this is a fun game. I don't know. This is. It seems like fun, I guess, but I don't know. I think The Sims is a lot more fun for the PC, and I don't know the console version. I haven't played it yet, so I don't know if it's a good game or not, but yeah. A game that's not part of my official collection. Maybe yes, maybe not. Maybe the game is fun for me, but I don't know. Thank you so much for watching. This was the Gaming Christian with a video. This was my Xbox collection. I tried to keep it short this time. I hope I succeeded. And I will see you guys with some more videos. See you guys next time. Goodbye.